Welcome everybody to another edition of SCZ Live. I am Shanae and I'm so excited to be with you all here today in our Penguin building. Now a couple weeks ago, if you were tuned in, you might have seen Steph and the penguins. Today we're here with our penguin chick. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and we're going to go ahead and come in and watch as Stephanie gets to feed the penguin chick. As she gets ready, I'm going to quiet my voice a little bit because the penguin chick isn't quite used to having everybody in here. And I want to give a special shout out to Earhart Environmental Magnet for choosing the Sedgwick County Zoo live posts and activities that we have on our schedule as their weekly challenge. Go Earhart kids. Now, Stephanie, we have just one penguin chick this year, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, we did just have the one penguin chick this year, and she is a little over 2 months old now, and we just found out she's a female, so that's exciting for us. She just ate a herring.
Sorry, I scooted about a half inch and that was all it took.
Yeah, she's still a little bit skittish, but she's getting more used to us, and she definitely likes her food, so that helps. So that first one was a herring, like I said, and this small fish she might not like, she's been kind of picky, is smelt. And then here's Caitlin.
Oh, now she went right for that capelin,
Yeah.
didn't she?
So we pulled her from her parents in the nest boxes. It's been, oh gosh, how long has it been now? It's been a couple weeks since we pulled her, and that's because we try and hand raise her. So we try and get her to eat. We have to force feed her for a little bit until she understands it, and then she starts eating on her own. So she's in here just by herself for now, and then you can see. You can see on her wings, she's getting some juvenile feathers. She might not.
That's okay. Oh, there she goes. It's a big new world.
Okay, we'll let her do her thing. But anyway, you can see on her feathers, she's giving her juvenile feathers on her wings, and right now the rest of her is just down feathers. So she gets those juvenile feathers so she can be waterproof, and she's going to be in here. This is what we call our small holding dry side. So there's no pool or anything, but when she gets the rest of her juvenile feathers, then we'll actually introduce her to a pool and she'll be able to swim. And at that point, we'll actually probably pull in one of our adult penguins in here, and that way they can kind of learn from her, or she can learn from them a little bit and get used to that pool.
So moving them in here by themselves and teaching them how to eat is really one of the ways we care for them, because in human care we need to make sure that we know what they're eating and when they're eating.
Yes, yes, and we do both. We do pull the penguin chicks and teach them how to hand feed from us. Like I mentioned a couple weeks ago when we had this, they get vitamins every day, and so that's why we do teach them how to hand feed from us, so we can give them their medicated fish. But we also do toss some fish into the pool too, so they can eat kind of like they would in the wild. Obviously, they don't get live fish. Every now and then we do give them enrichment live fish, but mostly we just give them the frozen and then thawed out, and they get the dead fish. So.
Now, when penguin chicks are little, do they know how to swim instantly, or is that something that they have to learn?
As they get older, they pretty much pick it up. It's very funny to watch them the first time. They kind of just flop around a little bit, but it doesn't take long for them to get that down.
So unlike a duck, though, that as soon as it's hatched, it swims.
Yeah.
Penguins don't swim immediately after
No.
they're hatched.
And they're not waterproof when they have those fluffy down feathers, so that's why we wait until they get those juvenile feathers, so they can be waterproof for when we introduce them to a pool.
And are the Humboldt penguins endangered?
They were listed endangered, but it's recently dropped to vulnerable, but their population is still decreasing, so.
And we have the one penguin chick. How many adults do we have right now, Stephanie?
We have 34. So including this female, we have 14 girls and we have 21 boys.
Okay.
So. And right now we weigh our penguins in kilograms. So right now she weighs 3.2 kilograms, which is about 7 pounds. When they're hatched, they weigh about 60 grams, which is about 2 ounces. So they're very small and they grow really fast. At a month old, she was already a couple of pounds.
Wow. And this is a new thing for everybody out in Facebook. Usually she's just in here with one of her keepers. So the fact that I'm in here too is a whole new world for her. So we can call it enrichment, but she's just not sure she likes this enrichment yet or not.
Sure.
But
and
she
normally it takes her a bit to warm up to us when we first pull them, but yeah, she comes right over normally, and especially when I have the good fish. So.
And Stephanie, you mentioned how old is she again?
She is just over 2 months old.
Yeah, you can definitely tell when you pick up a fish that she enjoys, she immediately goes after it. But when you pick up one of those smells, she's just not too interested. Yeah. A picky eater from the beginning, isn't she? Yeah.
I normally feed the smelts right now because she's not liking it so much, so I try and actually feed that first. And so kind of like she gets her vegetables first.
Now those grayish colors you mentioned are the feathers as a chick. How long does it again take them to get that adult plumage?
It'll probably take still a couple more weeks to let her fully get her juvenile feathers, but she started getting the ones on her wings a couple weeks ago. Let's see, probably about a week ago she started getting those feathers on her wings. And you can tell around her face, she's also got some feathers right there. She kind of looks like she has a mohawk going on right now. So the feathers just right around her eyes are the juvenile feathers.
And right now she's in here by herself as she learns how to work with us as keepers. But as soon as she gets all that down, she will go ahead and go back out with the parents and with everybody else.
Yeah, and when she gets her juvenile feathers, we'll introduce her to her pool and let her get used to swimming. And then, like I said, we'll introduce an adult with her at that time too. They can help teach her. And then within a month or so after that, then she actually can join the rest of the colony out on exhibit.
Somebody said she looks like a little gremlin baby. There was a question of what does she drink, and you can see right here she does have a big water bowl in here as well. Remember, at this point, since she does not have those adult feathers, she doesn't necessarily swim, so it's actually safer for her to not have a big pool in here where she could get in and not be able to stay dry because she doesn't have those adult feathers.
And right now in my fish that I'm feeding her, since she's not in a pool and drinking, I do put some water in her bowl too, so that way she's still getting the water and the hydration she needs.
How much fish does she eat in a day?
That's a good question. She's eating probably about 4 or so herrings, and then give or take smelt. Like I said, I try and feed her those first, so she eats about 10 to 20 or so, and then of the cakelin, she'll eat probably, I think she's eaten them all, except for one. She's usually eating 5 or 6 right now. We did start her off feeding her 3 times a day, but right now she's just with the 2 feeds. So once in the morning and then once at the end of the day as well.
Now at this point, she would not be swimming underwater, but how long will an adult generally stay underwater while they're swimming?
You know, I want to say for a couple of minutes. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But I think this particular species can stay under at least a couple of minutes.
And we have a question of why she's not with her mother right now. And we mentioned that a little bit earlier, that she did spend the first period of her time after she hatched with her parents, but because we want to make sure that she can hand feed as well as toss feed, we needed to go ahead and give her some extra special time with just us.
And usually there's more than just one. We normally have more than one penguin chick, so she normally has some buddies, but because she's the only one, we're just working with her right now, and then, like I said, we'll introduce that adult here soon.
That's great. And then she'll be able to go in with the rest of the colony once those juvenile feathers get grown in. That's awesome. She doesn't have to worry about a haircut then with no hair places open.
And you saw I took this barrier away. There's one behind you as well. Like you see, she's a little bit skittish, so we like to give her just places so that she can hide when we're not in here.
Which would be what they would do in the wild as well. These penguin chicks, while their parents were out, they would hide in those holes in those nesting areas. Great. There's a question asking if penguins would make good pets, and I think I can pretty much say no on that one. One, I can say penguins are not necessarily all that nice. They're a little grumpy, and they have those really sharp serrated bills that if they want to bite, it's pretty painful. So this would not be one of the ones I would put on my list.
No, and they're very smelly. When you eat fish, it doesn't come out smelling very well either. So, well, sorry, she's not. She's a little bit scared still,
she's investigating everything that's going on. And again, for everybody that's out there, she did spend the first couple months there with her mom. And at this point, she's at that juvenile stage where we are teaching her how to hand feed. And then once that happens, she will go ahead and join back in with one of the adults and then go back in with the rest of the colony. So it is a process that has worked really well to make sure that the animals are healthy and comfortable and adjusted to their lives here at Sedgwick County Zoo. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. And remember, even though we're closed, we're still caring.